Guys, we done the 4 classes, it seems. Let me share the 4 classes data. Just you can check the data and producttest.com/Python 4 p.m. Last 4 classes which is uploaded in the YouTube. The password is Python. Yeah. So day 1, 2, 3, 4. Just we done the 4 classes, guys. So here we have the links, video links, day 1 and day 2, and yeah, day 3. Day 3 and what day 4 total, like 4 classes videos. Let me place your video links. So YouTube, good. Is in YouTube. Just you can type the Python by Ratan 4 p.m. Yeah, so I think 4 demos which is uploaded on YouTube. This is 1 day ago. This is like 22 hours ago. Fine. Just let me copy this link. This is like demo 3. Huh? Demo 3. This is a demo 3, guys. So this is called the demo. Yeah. And even fourth class. The fourth, this is the fourth class demo, right? Not demo, guys. Like we done the almost all 1 or 2 chapters. We're discussing this. The like 4 classes we done last 4 classes we completed. So day 1, 2, 3, 4 is that we have 4 classes, guys. Can please check the 4 classes once. Then you decide. Then you can continue the remaining classes. Okay. Is it clear, right? Yeah, these are the 4 classes that we completed previously. Let me share the link with you. So try to open this link. When you open your link, it's asking password, right? The password for that link is Java. JVA is the password.
Now Java, you change password.
Sorry. Password is Python.
Python.
Password is PYTHON. Python. Yeah, password is a Python. Okay, so you try to check the 4 classes, then you can decide. Okay, good. Yesterday is a day 5. So day 5, guys, almost all day 5. Because yesterday class we completed some important points. How to check the Python predefined support. Because Python predefined support in the form of the modules, right? Yeah, yesterday class we done these points, guys. Python predefined support in the form of the modules. How to check the module data? To check the data present in the module, we are using which function?
dir.
We are using dir function, right? Guys, to check the data present in module, we are using the function like dir function, right? Directory function, guys.
Yes.
Good. To check the keywords, keyword module KWList is there. To check it is a keyword or not, is keyword function is there. And to delete the variable, we are using delete keyword, right? So delete keyword to delete the variables. Okay, very good. And comments in Python, guys. How many types of comments in Python? There are
2 types of comment.
2 types, single line and multi-line comment, right? And we discussed in Python it is possible to combine only a similar type of data, right? If you are trying to combine the different type of data, tell me, if you are trying to combine different type of data, you will get the
Type error.
you will get the type error, right? Exactly. Guys, that is the yesterday class notes. These are the points we discussed in yesterday class. Coming to the today class, guys, coming to the today class. You see, every language contains its own code values, guys. Unique in C language, we are calling it as ASCII values. Guys, in C language, you are calling it as a ASCII values, right? C language, we are calling it as a ASCII value. But the Java language, they are call it as a Unicode values. Okay, so Unicode values. The C language, they are call it as ASCII values, Java language, they call it as a Unicode values, right? But the Python language, they call it as a code value simply. Python language, they are calling it as a code values. You can see every character contains the ASCII value or Unicode value or code value, guys. Small a, the code value starts from 97. Actually, whatever the character you are writing, that is converted into the code values first. The code value is converted into the binary format internally, right? Yeah, the code values are converted binary format. Okay, so small a starts from 97, B starts from 98, and so on. Guys, B small a starts from 97. It's from 97 means what? 98, 99, and so on. And capital A, which starts from 65. Capital A 65 means what? Capital B 66, and so on. And even numbers like digits, every digit contains code value. Even every digit contains code value, every symbol contains code value, every character contains code value, right? Small a 97, small b 98, capital A starts from 65. Bit important, guys. Later classes, I will use these code values frequently. But understand that, okay, what is the numbers first of all, right? A equal to 97, B equal to what? 98. Capital A is 65 and capital B is what? 66. 0 is a 48 means what? 1 is a 40, 49, right? And so on, guys. Is it clear now? Yeah. The C language, you can call it as ASCII values. Java language, Unicode values. Python language contains code values there. Good. Guys, anyhow, so sir, can please code check these points up practically. Guys, to check this point practically, I think in our system Python is not installed still. Python is not installed. We are using Python online compiler, right? Guys, Python online compiler REPL. This is a REPL software, guys. Python online compiler REPL. This is the REPL, right? Okay, fine. Guys, to do the practicals, last 4 classes also we done the practicals using this one. Python online compiler, right? Okay, fine. Good. Guys, you can write the code here. Guys, to check the code values, we are going for the WARD function. WARD of the corresponding character you can give. Guys, ordinal. WARD means WARD of character here, right? Yes, if you run this code, we got the output is 97. A character corresponding code value is like 97. The same we can give like small b, fine guys, small b and capital A we can give, and capital A and capital B, right? And if you want, you can write the 0. So 0, and you can write the 1, right? Exactly. Let's run this code. So we understood that every character internally contains the code values, because your data first, this character is converted into the code value. This code value is converted into the zeros and ones format. Okay, guys, these code values are converted into which format? So zeros and ones format, right? Yeah, then you'll get the corresponding output, guys. That's what WARD of A and WARD of B, and WARD of capital A means 65, capital B 66, 0 means 48, and 1 means what? 49, right? Yeah, to check the code value, guys, use the WARD function. Guys, to check the code values, use WARD function. Guys, WARD function, right? Yeah. Sir, I want character corresponding code values you are getting fine, but I want to get the character based on the number. Sir, I will give the number 97. I want to know what is the corresponding character. 97, what is the corresponding character? Or 100, what is the corresponding character? For 97, what is the corresponding character? 100, what is the corresponding character? So to check that point, we have like yes, we have one more function like character function. Character function, guys. So print of character of char of what? You can give the corresponding number here, right? So for example, 97. Char of 97 means what happened, guys? 97, the corresponding character you will get. See, char means not char, guys. Simply CHR is there. It seems, yeah, correct only. Okay, CHR function is the right char function. Guys, like this, you can check that, yeah, reverse process, guys. 97, 98. So here 65, you can take the 66. Not only like 65, 66. Because if you know the starting point, capital A starts from 65, so that you can understand the next level, right? Because capital A starts from what? 65. Then capital B 66. Here 48, and here it will be the 49, right? 48 and 49 days. You simply can run this code. If you run this code, we got the output is what? So your first case is small a, small b. Guys, first case was output now small a and small b, right? Second case capital A, capital B. Next case zeros and ones, right? Yeah, is it clear now? To get the character based on the based on the based on the value, use CHR function, right? Guys, use what? A CHR function. That's it. Is it clear now? Just like C language contains ASCII values, Java contains Unicode values, Python language contains code values, because every character first it will convert into the code value, then it is converted into the machine format internally. To check that code values, we are using which function, guys? Here, guys, to get that code value, we are using
ORD function.
ORD function returns the corresponding number, right?
Right.
But if you want the corresponding character, we are going for the CHR function, right?
CHR.
Exactly. Is it clear now?
So Ratan, what is the use of this when we gonna use this kind of functionality where we need to use machine level codes?
See, for example, even out of the web application point of view, if you take your Google, the Google in search engine supports one language or multiple languages.
Multiple.
Multiple language.
If I click the Telugu, I'll get it in which format? Telugu format, right? Hindi means Hindi format, right? Yeah. How this web application supporting different languages because of code values only.
Okay.
So every character contains a corresponding code values, right?
Okay.
In application point of in the property file, you have the Hindi, right? Hindi is there.
Right.
Then you will write the corresponding code value in that place.
Okay.
Then we will read the code values. If you read the runtime Hindi code values, then you'll get the output is what? Hindi formatted data, right?
Right.
If you read the Telugu code values property file, then you'll get written which format? Telugu format, right?
Right.
So like that, every language contains different property files, definitely, right? Because every language contains what? Different. Every language contains what? Different.
Property file.
Definitely. At runtime, which property file they want, they can load that property file, right?
Okay.
So like that. So the web application supporting multiple languages because of this concept only, right? Because of code values only. Is it clear now?
So who will define this attributes to particular characters?
That is given by what? The Python developers. Like framework, the product itself, they're given the code values.
Okay. So we cannot change it, right?
They are fixed.
Okay.
We can't change that values. It is a fixed values.
Okay.
Is it clear now? So the website is supporting like multiple languages because of this code values itself. Because of what is code values, right? Yeah, that's the first point about the today class, guys. The web application supporting the web application supports code values. The web application supports code values using the web application supports not code values. The web application supports multiple languages with the help of what? Code values, right? With the help of what? Code values, right? Exactly. Because every language contains the corresponding, every character contains like, every language character. Every language character contains the corresponding code values. Yeah.
Okay. So Ratan, see, now we know for English characters, we have a code values in Python, and you have shown us the demo in Google that for different language, there will be a different code.
Definitely.
So if suppose they have built some what I can say, this functionality, then is it inbuilt in that particular language, or they have defined for Marathi or Telugu or anything? Depends
See,
on.
even Marathi also, to give the code values, you have some websites in internet. Okay, we have some websites in internet.
Okay.
Definitely, whatever the character that you need in Marathi, then you need username is there. No? Username is a key value pair format. You need to take the proper define. Username equal to that. For example, username equal to, I want username is Ratan, but Ratan which format? Marathi format. Some different name I want. In that case, username equal to, you need to place like the corresponding Marathi Unicode character values.
Okay.
That we need to check. Okay, that we need to. So internet, you have multiple websites to give the code values basically.
Okay.
Guys, can you hear me? Yeah. This is the code values, guys. C language contains ASCII values. Java Unicode values, Python language. The web applications supporting multiple languages with the help of code values only, right? Exactly. That's the first point of today's class. Good. And the second point. Guys, I told you complete the fee payment. Still, no one is complete the fee payments.
No, I did the fee payment.
Who?
Vishal.
Vishal, you completed?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, if you did payment, so within 1 hour after this today class, you will get the Google Drive access, which contains all the videos and materials and the documents, everything. Okay, after the class today. This is our class notes. Yeah, this is the material I prepared. This material.
Okay.
Prepare this material. Get this all the videos. Okay. Yeah. Yes, tomorrow we'll go for the installation process, guys, because we still didn't install the Python because we are using online compiler. Fine, but tomorrow definitely go with the Python installation process. And what are the different ways to run the Python code? Different ways to run the Python code, right? Exactly. Guys, in the first chapter, still we have some things happening. Java is what type of language? Oh, sorry, Python is what type of language? Python is like, what type of language?
General purpose.
Open source, right? It's like open source product, I said, and it's a platform independent language, I said. Open source and a platform independent. Okay, these are the different ways to run the code that I'll tell you. So even we will do some practicals using PyCharm ID, guys. PyCharm IDs. Python level, the the Python, they're using mostly VSC ID, Visual Studio Code, and PyCharm ID. We will select PyCharm ID or Visual Studio Code, both. In my system, we have the both IDs. We will see some practicals using PyCharm and Visual Studio Code.
Okay.
This is the different ways to declare the variables. Yeah, there's Yeah, reassigning the variable, fine. Python comments, how many types of comments, guys? Yes, 2.x version is completely outdated, guys. So you no need to focus on the 2.x version, right? 2.x is completely outdated. So you no need to focus on the 2.x version.
Okay.
So completely you can focus on, so 3.x, which is started in the 2008 almost. So 2008 means almost 15 years back, right? So no one is using like Python 2.x as of now. And even Python 2.x, the last release is like no 2.7 point something. So we that is completely outdated thing. So you can go do the practicals using Python 3.x version. Okay. So different ways you can format the data. So we done these points. We done the separator also. How can you take the input from end user? Using input function, right? Using what input function? Yeah, using input function. Yes, but see, let me give some introduction about like Python 2.x versus Python 3.x. Yes, I'll give some information about Python 2.x versus what 3.x. Just to understand that point 2.x versus 3.x, Python 2.x versus Python 2.x versus what Python 3.x, right? Exactly. Yes, this case, 2008, yeah, 2008, the Python organization decided. So for the 3.x interpreter, so they're trying to design the 3.x interpreter. Python is interpreter based, right? Python is interpreter based means the execution is done line by line format. Okay, so the execution is done from line by line format, right? Exactly. Because in this case here, Python, see, if you take like now Java versions, guys, Java 8 version is there. Java 8 version is there. Java 9th version if you take. Java 9 version, Java 8th version features which will run in the Java 9th version also, right? It means Java 6 and 7 and 8, which is running the Java 9th version also. But when you come into the Python 2.x, Python 2.x code will not run in the Python 3.x version. Because Python 3.x, the interpreter is different. Python 2.x interpreter is completely different. Guys, they introduce like, new interpreter in the market. Yes, or no? Python 2.x. So interpreter is different. Interpreter is different. Okay. Python 2.x interpreter. Python 2.x interpreter is different and Python 3.x is different, guys. Two interpreters we have. That's what, guys. That's what Python 2.x code will not run in the Python 3.x, right? Yes, or no? Python 2.x interpreter is different and the Python 3.x interpreter is different, right? Interpreter is what differ. So, so Python 2.x code will not run in, tell me, will not run in what? Python 3.x interpreter, right? Python 2.x code will not run in what? Python 3.x. It means Python 2.x, Python 2.x syntax are different. Guys, Python 2.x syntaxes are different. Syntax is what? Different. Syntaxes are different. Different and Python 3.x syntaxes are what? Syntaxes are different, right? Exactly. Yeah, you can observe one point here. Python 2.x syntaxes and 3.x syntaxes are different, right? Because two different interpreters. That's what, guys. Is it possible to change Python 2.x project to the 3.x? Guys, can we change the Python 2.x project to 3.x? Guys, can we change the Python 2.x project to 3.x?
No, because the interpreter is different.
Interpreter is different means we need to rewrite all the syntaxes from 2.x to 3.x, right? That's what, guys. Python 2.x syntax are different, 3.x syntaxes are different. So migration of like so uh, Tell me guys, converting Python 2.x version project to 3.x is not possible, right? So converting, conversion or migrating, conversion of Python 2.x version 2.x project to 3.x is possible, not possible. 3.x is what? Not possible, right? Exactly. So at least you got some idea. Okay, 2.x interpreter is different. 3.x interpreters, they build a different format. So Python 2.x code will not run the 3.x. Even interpreters are different means what syntax also differ, right? That's what guys. The conversion of Python 2.x project to 3.x is not possible, because if you want to change, we need to change all the syntaxes from 2.x to 3.x, right? Guys, changing the syntax are possible, not possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
So definitely it's make a bit hard, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That we have to do.
Python programming. So Wikipedia you can check once. Oh, the labels are coming Hindi format. The labels are coming in the format, fine. Just he clearly mentioned that. You see guys, who is author of Python? Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum begins working on Python late 1980s, successor to the ABC programming language, and first release in 1991. Guys, Python 0.9.0, right? Exactly. Good. And after that, Python 2 was released in which year, guys? Guys, Python 2 was released in which year?
2000.
Python 2 was released in the 2000 year. 2000, right? Okay, fine. Python 2 2.0 2.x version released in the 2000 year. Okay, see here, Python 3.0 released in which year?
2008.
Python 3.0 released in the 2008, right? Exactly. As a major version, that is not a compatible. That is not compatible. Backward compatible with the earlier version, right? Guys, which is not completely backward compatible with the earlier version. Python 2 was discontinued with version. Which version, guys?
2.7.18.
Exactly. Because Python was discontinued with the version like 2.1.8 in 2020. It means Python 2.x, they didn't give the update from 2020. Okay, see, Python 3.x version, which year they introduced, tell me?
2008.
Guys, Python 3.x. Nitish, I tell me, Python 3.x, when it is released?
2008.
2022
Mhm.
on March,
20.
I guess.
2.2. I'm asking Python 3.0, no? Yeah, Python 3.0 released in which year?
2008.
2008, right? See guys, 2008, Nitish, the Python organization, they given like new interpreter. If it is a new interpreter means what? Up to 2007, we have some projects, right? Those projects are running on which interpreter?
Python 2.0 interpreter.
2.0 interpreter, right?
Right.
So up to 2007, the projects are done using 3.0 interpreter. Now tell me, when they released in 2008 new interpreter means, then what happened here? The 2.x projects will run the 3.x or not?
No.
It will not
No.
run, right?
Correct.
That's what the Python organization given from 2008 onwards. Python organization is giving two releases, guys. One is a 2.x releases and a 3.x releases.
Okay. Okay.
Guys, 2008 onwards, the 2008 onwards, Python organization said, hey, the old people, the guys who are using 2.x version, no worries. For you guys also, we will give the new updates. The persons who are using the new project Python 3.x interpreter, for them also, we will give the new projects. So in that case, they no need to migrate to 3.x version, right? Because even the 2.x version also they give the updates, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what, guys. From 2008 onwards, the Python organization giving how many releases here? 2.x new releases and 3.x also new releases.
Right.
Okay. So the companies, the old companies, they are going with the 2.x releases. The new projects which are starting, they are going with the 3.x releases, right?
Yeah.
I think you got the complete idea, right?
Right.
So finally they said like no 2.x version they are discontinued from 2020. So from 2020 onwards, the Python organization is releasing only new products for new updates for the 3.x version, right? Exactly. Guys, that's what here 2008 onwards, whatever the projects they are started new projects. Assume they are started new project. They are using which version of Python? Definitely 3.x, right? That's what, guys. These days there is no chance to. mm, guys, these days there is no chance to taking the 2.x version, right?
Yes.
Exactly. There's any questions, please? These days, no chance to taking the Python 2.x version. Yeah. Any questions, please? Yeah. And what that's what, guys. Better to go focus with the 3.x version, right? I think this clarity is important. Yeah. I hope you got the clarity about the 2.x versus 3.x interpreter, right?
Yes.
Changing the 2.x version to 3.x version project is not possible because changing the project means what? We need to change all the syntaxes and all, right? Exactly. Guys, Python is a compiler based, interpreter based. Python is interpreter based. Python is what? Guys, Python is what type of language? Interpreted language, right? So the execution is done line by line format, right? Exactly. Guys, the execution is done which format? Line by
line.
format. If you have the 5 lines of code, second line we got the issue. The application is stopped at second line itself, right? Yeah. Because he's clearly saying that Python 2.7 is the end of the life as initially said before 2015. Yeah. So yes, Python 2.7 end of the life. Initially they set to 2015 targeted, but then postponed to 2020. But out of concern that a large body of existing code could not easily forward to the Python 3, right? But finally, see, they have the announcement up to 2015 only, right? But later it is postponed to 2020. Definitely the new projects, they never use like 2.x version code, right? Yes or no? Yeah, that's what discontinued. Initially they make the decision up to 2015 only, then postponed to 2020. So 2020 they completely discontinue, right? Exactly. Is it clear now? Yeah. Guys, Python is a interpreter based. The execution done which format? Execution is done in which format?
Line by line.
Line by line format, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Guys,
So Ratan, when any, I mean, suppose in Python they release a 3.0, on what basis means they release 3.1 and 3.1.18? What is meaning of that? What is meaning of that minor number, minor release?
that depends on their versions, right?
Okay.
There is no specific deal in that. See, Java, we have the Java 1, Java 2, Java 3 like that. Java 8% is running. Java 8%, Java 17% is running.
All right.
The same way, Python means what? Python 3. See, they can give like Python 3.1, like 3.0, 4.0, 5.0 like that. That is completely depends on the the standards they'll follow in the project level.
Okay.
It depends on the their own intentions.
Okay.
It's not like specific rule. Something like Spring 2.x is there.
Okay.
Spring 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 is there. Spring 3.0, 3.1 is there. Then Spring 4.0. Then Spring 5.x. They have some releases and they'll give the numbering system.
Right.
It completely depends on the developers
Okay.
what doing the application, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Guys, Python is interpreter based. The execution done by line format. Yesterday all about something like confusion and something like we need to get the clarity about these all the points, right? Python, we don't have any compiler concept, guys. But anyway, Python is what? Interpreter based. Python is interpreter based. The execution done which format is done line by line format, right? Exactly. This is the Python 2.x versus 3.x. Good. And moreover, in some websites, Python print statement we can see print of just double quotes Ratan world, something like this, without parentheses, right? In some websites you can see like this. Some websites we can see print Ratan world like this. Last class, one of the student is asked this question. Sir, in some websites I see like print statement like this. Some websites I can see print statement like this. Sir, what is the difference, sir? Anyone knows this difference? Yes, yes, this syntax, see, we are using which version of Python in online compiler as now?
3 point
Latest
something.
version.
We are using almost a 3.x version, right? Go and check the here, Python 3, this one, right? Because here print of double quotes of Ratan world, then it will work fine. You got Ratan world. But if you remove this parenthesis, the 3.x will not run. We got error, syntax error,
That error.
saying that missing
Parentheses.
parenthesis missing, right? Exactly. Sir, in which version it will run, sir? It will run in the 2.x version. Yeah, this is syntax is from the 2.x, sir. Python online compiler refill 2.7. This is a Python trade showing Python online Python 2 ID. Python 2 ID. This is a Python 2. In Python 2 ID, guys, here I can see print statement, print of what? Is able to see, right? Print of what? Ratan world. Right? Print of Ratan world. Where is execute? This is a 2.7.18. Where we will execute it? Yeah, this is execute function. See the output here, running the program. We can see the output here, Ratan world simply. Can check the output once. Maybe here only it's possible to select 2 points and any chance is there. Just see Python 2 is there. Python previously Pygame is there. Pixel is there. Scale. We don't have that data. Python by default selecting the new version only. Fine, leave it. Unable to process your request. Very good. Python online compiler 2.2.7. Let me check the online compiler. Yeah. This I guess here the 2.7 is there, right? Yes, remove these braces. Just without braces, just you can take the data. Fine. Without braces, just you can take the data. We can click on run button now. Okay. Oh yeah. Just to run, why we need the mail ID? Bad people. Okay, here we got which version of Python we got now. Run this code. We got the output Ratan world. Just you can remove it, click and run. Missing parenthesis. Missing parenthesis means he's also using which version, guys? 3.x version. Because you try once, okay? You can like interpreter. I'll tell you the reason, guys. I'll show you the reason. And you have to show the reason also. I need that online compiler first. Mhm. Print of what? If the space just you can give Ratan world. Okay, just click on run button. Here, show me some output. Because you try once parallelly. Check the Google ones. Nitisha, Sudhakar, Anil, Venkat Rajosh, Shiva, Krishna, Umar. You try parallelly once. Because you know on the 2.x version, yeah, so the print is a keyword. The 2.x version. 2.x version print is a keyword. That's what we can print the code directly. We can print the code what? Oh my god. Yeah, we got the output, guys. See the output here? Standard output is what? Standard output is Ratan world, right? This is the message I written, right? Print of Ratan world, right? Good. You see, in the 2.x version, I want to know this 2.x version, I want to know how many keywords are there. Yesterday class, we checked like 3.x version, how many keywords, right? 3.x version, how many keywords?
35 keywords.
35, right? Like the 2.x version, how many keywords are there? I want to check that. To check the import which module, guys? Keyword module.
Keyword.
Print of
Print.
keyword.
Blah,
Guys, we need to import what? Import keyword module.
Keyword. Print of
Print
length.
of keyword dot what? Keyword dot KW list variable is there, right? Exactly. And even something like, you know, you can print the length also directly, right? Who will count these all keywords again after writing? Just you can get the length using length function, right? Exactly. So simply I want run. Yeah.
There is
This worked. Okay, Umar, thank you. Is it 2.x only, right, Umar?
print statement once check, sir.
2.7.13. Oh, 2.7 means it's fine. Okay, this is a 2.6. By seeing this code, I can tell you, right? Without parentheses means there's a 2.x version. That's fine. Guys, see here.
So the screen is not visible.
No,
Sir, you are exiting screens.
Screen share is not visible.
screen is share is not there. Why? Okay, fine. Let me share it once. Now,
Oh, okay. Sir.
yeah. Just let me copy this code. Just leave it. Yeah, just let me paste here. Guys, this is like, you know, print import keyword module and the KW list variable is there, right? Keyword dot KW list variable. Length of keyword dot KW list variable, right? Where is the run here? Executor. Because if you execute this, left hand side, you can get the keywords. See how many keywords count is there?
31
right?
keywords.
Exactly.
Yes.
Guys, there are 31 keywords which are there in like, you know, Python which version?
2.x version.
Python 2.x version keyword, right? Keywords. Python 2.x version keywords means they are the keywords. See, out of these keywords, in Python 2.x version, print is a keyword. Okay, in Python 2.x version, print is what? Keyword. See, the keyword is there. Yeah, this is the print is a keyword. That's what this in Python 2.x version, print is a keyword. That's what parenthesis required, not required. Parenthesis is not required, right? Guys, parenthesis required, not required. Not required. In yesterday class, we checked the keywords, right? Yeah, in yesterday class, we checked the keywords like this. 35 keywords are there in the 3.x version. Keywords in Python 3.x version, right? Yeah. Guys, here you can check these keywords. Do you have any print keyword is there here? Do you have any print keyword?
2.x version, there is no print keywords.
3.3.x. Yes,
No.
print keyword. No print keyword, right? Basically,
sir.
3.x print is a function. That's what function means. Parenthesis required, right? Guys, function means what?
Yes.
Parenthesis required. That is the point, guys. So then, what is the conclusion here? Print is a in the 2.x. Guys, what is the note here?
Keyword.
Print versus print of Ratan, right? In the 2.x version keyword, we need to check it. Guys, in Python 2.x, this type of clarity important. When you see the syntaxes of print statement without parentheses, we can decide that is a 2.x version, right? In Python 2.x, print is what? Print is what? In Python 2.x, print
Function.
is
Keyword.
Oh.
Keyword.
Keyword.
keyword. So to print the data, parentheses are
Not required.
parentheses are required, not
Not
required.
required.
Parentheses are not required. Exactly. Because in Python 3.x, yesterday we checked the keyword, right? That's what parentheses here not required, guys. Just you can give the message like hello world. In print Python 3.x, print is a
It is function.
function to print the data. So parentheses are required, mandatory. So parentheses are what? Mandatory, right? Parentheses are what? Required, right? Exactly. Okay, clear now? That's what just we can make the data. So print of what? Hello world, right? Yeah, this is a bit important point, right? Because when you check some websites in internet, some websites are showing print statement without parentheses. Some websites are showing the print statement with parentheses, right? Without parentheses, why the reason means? Because there is a 2.x version project. As I think you are clear, right? Yeah. Guys, today points are very powerful points. First one is the websites are supporting multiple languages because of what? Because of what? Unicode values, code values, right? Every character contains a corresponding code value. If you want the code value, what the function to get the character based on the code value, use the CHR function. The next point we discussed about Python 2.x versus Python 3.x. And the third point we discussed about what print without parentheses, print with parentheses, right? Exactly. There's any questions? Yeah, I think there is no questions, right? Guys, yes sir, no any questions?
No.
No questions.
All are clear, right? All the points are able to understand, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. All the points are able to understand, right? Well and good. Good. Yes, last point about the today class. Yes, if you take yesterday last classes, we done the 4 error. Yes, in Python, frequently you will get the 4 errors there. Most frequently you get the 4 errors. The first error we discussed last class, value error.
Value error.
When you will get the value error? If the type conversion is not possible. If the type conversion is not possible, you will get the value error. One more error, tell me.
Type
It
error.
is type error.
Type
When you
error.
get the type error, if we are
Combine different
trying
types of
to
data.
combine the different
Different
type
types of
of the data.
Mm.
Because
Name
in
error.
Python,
Mm.
name
in
error.
Python it is possible to combine only similar type of data, right?
Mm.
Type error. Like means what? The name error.
Name error.
Name error means what?
If we try to access the data which is not present,
If you are trying to access the data, if you are trying to access the data, but
which is
the data is what?
Not
But the
present.
data is what?
not present.
But data is not present, right? Exactly. The last error, guys. I will go for one error.
Syntax error.
Indentation error. Indentation error, guys. Because when you will get the indentation error means, because Python is like, Python we don't have the braces, right? Do you know that? In other languages, if you take the Java, any other languages, basically this is the Java language code, guys. As in classes are there, which is starts with braces, open brace. Methods are there, open brace, right? Exactly. Just if else condition, let me write. If 10 greater than 20, guys, everyone is able to understand this code, right? If condition.
Hmm.
If of condition is true, then if board executed, the system dot out dot printer, something like something like what? Good morning message. Good morning. And else block you can take, then system data, tell me the system data output data printer, then something like you can take the what message here? Good evening message, right? Exactly. Then this is message, this is syntax. See, but in Java, class is starting with open brace and ends with closure brace, right?
Hmm.
Method also open brace, closure brace, right? Blocks also open brace, closure brace, right? Other languages, we will write the code with braces.
Right.
Yeah, other languages, we will write the code with what? Braces, right? Opening and closing braces, right? Open and closure braces. Okay.
Right.
But Python, we don't have the braces, guys. Even one line of code also, we never use the braces concept in Python. Python, we don't have water. We don't have the braces, comma. Python follows. Python follows what? There's any idea?
Indentation.
Exactly. Python follows what? Indentation, basically. Indentation, right? Yeah, Python, we don't have the braces, guys. We don't have the braces. Python follows what? Indentation. Is it clear, right? Yeah. Actually, when we write the code, observe one point, small point. Just I took the addition of two numbers. Num1 equal 10, num2 equal to 20, and the result equal to what? Result equal to num1 plus what? Num2, right? Then I'm trying to print what? I'm trying to
Result.
print the result. Let's run this code. We got output 30. Because we need to write the code in the same straight line. If we give simple space also here, it won't accept. Indentation error, unexpected indent. If you give a small space, right? In other languages, if you want, you can give any number of spaces, right? Any problem is there? Other languages means?
No, for
Yes,
Java, we have braces and everything.
any other languages you can take. There is no concept like if you give 2 spaces, 3 spaces, it's not a problem, right?
Okay.
Yeah, when you coming to the Python, guys, even if you give simple space here, we got the error.
Okay.
This is called what? Indentation, right? If a alignment is not correct, alignment is not correct, we will get the error is what? Indentation error. Yes, everyone is clear. Yeah,
Yes.
phase 1. So if the alignment is what? Not correct.
Not correct.
Not correct. We will get what?
Indentation error.
Indentation error, right? Exactly. If alignment is not correct, we'll get indentation error, right? Indentation. The spelling is wrong, huh? Indentation error, right? Exactly. Because case 2C, whatever the code I written in the Java, let me write that code in
Python.
let me write the code in Python, right? This code guys basically. Okay. Because in Python directly can write the if else condition, it's not a problem. How can we write if of condition? Condition
then
10 greater than 20, something like this. Yes, but if body means you can't write the body here, starting.
okay.
If condition, click on put the colon here, colon, we don't have the braces colon. Here you can put the data here. So something like, triple A is there,
Good morning.
triple A is there, and something like triple B is there. Guys, make sure that these two print statements in the same line,
Okay.
same indentation. This is called indentation. Generally, we can call it as a. Guys, is called what? Indentation. Okay. Else blocks are else block just a colon we can put that. Something like now print of triple X and triple Y. Let me write it. Okay. Triple X and what? Triple Y, right? Guys, later classes indentation is very important in Python. Just you can run this code. We got to put triple X and triple Y because condition is true or false, right? Yeah. Guys, these two print statements should be in the same line. If you give one space here, then you'll get error, indentation error. Oh my God, that is the beauty of what the Python language is. That's very clear now.
Yes.
This is like spaces there. See, every day we are doing practicals, right? When you do the practicals in the later, so that you will get the more clarity. But as of now, this is the indentation, guys. The indentation will take like 4 spaces here. Because generally the indentation will follow how many spaces? We have like 4 spaces.
Yes.
Good. Guys, so we understood that finally.
Yes.
In Python, we don't have the braces concept. Everything is indentation. When you write the code without any if else conditions and the normal code, make sure the same straight line. If you give one space also, it won't accept it. When you write the if condition on that, but I will discuss later classes. But this is the way of writing the code, right? Notice what the indentation will take the 4 spaces, right? That while taking the if else and else, if conditions and all, the indentation will take the how many spaces? 4 spaces, right? Like that. Guys, are it clear now? Yeah. So that is the point, guys.
We can use a tab, right, Ratan?
Yeah. Generally, tab is allowed some cases, but the Python documentation says it is recommended to use the 4 spaces instead of tabs. Okay. Guys, it is recommended to use the spaces instead of what? It is recommended to use the. See, most of the IDs will take the 4 spaces only, but it is recommended to use the spaces instead of tabs. Okay. I can see that word in the Python documentation.
Okay.
Very clear, right? Yeah.
So before running Python codes, can we validate our syntax or indentation before run? Because if suppose we write a
When you write the code in IDs, if the indentation is not correct, it won't accept first of all. That line it not accept. Because in normal edit plus and this editors, it allows you, right, to write the code. But
right.
in IDs means you will get the error immediately, right? When you got the
Okay.
wrong,
Okay.
then immediately understood that alignment is not correct, right? Right. Is it clear, right? So that's all for the day, guys. Please complete the prepayments. Still, most of the guest prepayments are not completed. Tomorrow at any cost, complete the payments. I'm repeating one more time. The guys who are missed the last classes, if you want to check the last class videos, try to open this website, protectedtest.com/python 4 p.m. Here we can find our class notes and video links. Then you can get the, it is asking password to open. The password for that link is Python, Python. So here 5 days class notes you can see, day 1 notes, day 2 notes, day 3 notes, day 4 notes, day 5 notes, corresponding video links. Last 4 classes, these are the video links. And this is a syllabus copy. Right? Yeah. Yes, you can check this all the points. Meeting tomorrow, you continue. Yeah. Can we attend tomorrow demo? Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Showcase night, no problem. Can check it once. Bye, guys. Tomorrow we'll meet. Any questions, please?
No, Ratan.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Bye. As you decide to learn the things, so complete the prepayments.
Yeah.
Sure, Ratan. Thank you so much.